Electricity is just very, very important to society and the economy. And having a reliable electric supply is important in many countries. We all use electricity. We don't think about it much. We're just accustomed to flipping on the light switch and expecting the lights to come on. But we, as a society, waste a lot of energy. And if we're going to tackle the environmental issues that we face, we have to become a great deal more energy efficient. For example, in southern climates where you have heavy air conditioning loads, it's really just a few hours a year that the grid is stressed and the capacity is there to support that. That means the rest of the time that capacity is unused. In the United States, typically the grid operates at about 50% utilization. So you can imagine an airline, if it flew with 50% of its seats empty, it wouldn't be in business very long. The grid is probably the most complex system that mankind has ever built. It has evolved over the course of 100 years with a lot of technologies at various stages of their life cycle. And so as we introduce new systems and operating concepts, we also have to support all of this embedded legacy equipment that may not have been designed using standards. Well, NIST's role is to coordinate all of the standards work for the U.S. Well, the IEC is the preeminent standards body at the international level in the electrotechnical sphere. And so there are many IEC standards that have been used historically in the grid and newer standards that are under development. We've been working not only with the various technical committees that produce specific standards, but also with Strategy Group 3, which is developing the overall strategy and coordination across IEC. The work that Strategy Group 3 is doing to flesh out the architecture for the grid is helping us. We expect in looking at our own requirements to be feeding what we learn and those requirements into the IEC, and I think they'll be helpful to the IEC as it updates its standards and expands its standards portfolio. The electric grid has to obey the laws of physics, and those don't change from country to country, so there's a lot of commonality that can be realized. If standards differ from country to country, that makes it very difficult for manufacturers to make equipment that can be sold in different markets. The result is that it's very expensive and drives up cost. So by having international standards that are as uniform as possible around the world, it helps everyone. It reduces the cost for the manufacturers, which in turn reduces costs for electric utilities and ultimately reduces electricity rates for consumers.